friends. Today is Friday, February 28th. I'm recording this at about 7:30 of an evening. And today's video is going to be different than all of the rest. Today's video is going to be real and nitty-gritty, including the fact that I don't have my desk pad on here. You can see the whole ugliness of my desktop. This is actually a door. When I put my desk together, I couldn't afford the top piece that I wanted to go down here, and I had an extra door. So that door is my desktop, and you can see it was painted originally, and over time and oil and the assistant of children, it's come off. And my budget is going to be as real as this door is, as my desktop is. I had myself all set last night to, I had myself all prepared to record today's video. I was going to do Friday with Friends like I have been doing. And then I got a text from Mom. Thanks, Mom. Today's video, it's all Mom's fault. No, that's not true. That's not true. Today's video is my fault. Mom just offered some constructive criticism. And it was good constructive criticism. And part of what she said was, you record a great video for somebody who's part of the budgeting community and understands what you're talking about. But if you're not from the budgeting community, they're going to have no clue what you're talking about, You need to record the real stuff. Like, yeah, it's all fun and games to play games and scratch stuff off. But what about, budgeting for groceries and being able to pay the bills and keep the lights on and things like that? And I was like, oh yeah, those are great ideas. And continued on about, my time. Except that stuck in my brain, which caused me to do a deep dive into my budget last night. And we're talking hours I spent in this book and on my computer, because I admit I budget using an Excel spreadsheet. I've tried to do it all out on paper and my brain just says no. So between this binder and my budget that's on my computer right here in front of you on an Excel spreadsheet, I spent hours. And I stripped it back to bare bones of absolutely nothing and started all over again. And I thought, okay, what can I do? How can I work on this? How can I film videos and do the things that I want to do in these monthly videos and still be able to afford my bills? Because, as I've mentioned before, at least I think I've mentioned before, I'm the sole breadwinner in the house. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't try to have a channel playing all the games and being like all the big kids are, at least that, the big kids in the budgeting community that have thousands of viewers and play all the games and all the scratch off and do all the stuff that they do. I wanted to do that. Except after last night, I realized I couldn't do that. I'm sure you can probably see this pile of money over here, and there's more. You just can't see it yet. We're not to that yet. So I decided to, oh hey, it's my meal planner, my grocery list, not where I intended to stop. I spent some time thinking and list making and adding and subtracting a whole lot of money, a whole lot of dollars and cents. And I thought, okay, what do I really want to do, right, to have the kind of fun on this channel that I want to have? And so I kept listing things and kept listing things and kept listing things. There was a whole lot of whiteout that lost its life over the last 24 hours. A lot of whiteout lost its life over the last 24 hours. Everybody, let's have a moment of silence. for how much of this whiteout that's gone. It was sad. Poor whiteout. So I made this list. Okay, well, this is everything that I want to do. How much is it going to cost me to do it every 2 weeks? And just to do the stuff I wanted to do was almost $900 for 2 weeks. I'll just sit it up there. I'll get it in a minute. Thank you, sweetheart. $900 for 2 weeks. And I thought, there's no way. I apologize. That was thing number one, bringing me dinner. There is no way I can do this. I can't make it happen. So then I thought, okay, well, what can I cut it down to and still have fun with it? You know, what can I cut it down to? How can I maybe make it educational instead of just fun? So then I took this list of $900 worth of stuff and I turned it into that list. And then it became, okay, well, if you're going to do these things, you have to somehow justify what you're doing. So then that took another hour of trying to figure out how to justify what I'm doing. Well, then I pulled out my Ally account and did a deep dive of, okay, what do I have in here that I'm supposed to have in here? What's actually in here? Okay, what's actually in here? This is where even more whiteout went to die. And it wasn't near what it should have been. I mean, it was somewhat close to what it should have been, but it wasn't what it should have been because I decided I wanted to play games instead of actually stick to a budget. So I pulled out every binder. I touched every single binder on my shelf. There's some here, there's some more over that way that you can't quite see. And if it had prop money in it, it all got ripped out. Every single penny of that prop money got ripped out. And I have decided that in order to genuinely keep myself, to hold myself accountable, it's going to have to be in cash. Because you can have prop money all day long, but it's not the real stuff, right? It's not the actual money. And if I have cash in my hand, for example, this $20 bill. If I had a $20 prop bill, excuse me. If I had a $20 prop bill, that $20 prop bill is not real. It means nothing. But if this is the last $20 that's in my wallet, you better believe I'm not spending that sucker unless I absolutely have to. Excuse me. I'm getting all choked up just talking about it. So I decided, you know what? I'm going back to cash. And so I took what I had in my Ally account, and at first I wrote down everything that I thought it should be based upon what I had in the sinking funds binder, which is now this one right here. I wrote down everything that I thought it should be. And then I did some calculations back over here. I used a lot of ink last night. On this page. Okay, well, if I put this money towards this, well, what's that going to mean when that money, when I got to pay that bill, when that bill comes due, what's that going to mean for me? And so I did calculating and some more calculating and some more calculating and even more calculating and realized that I needed to adjust what was in a few of these. Some of them, I didn't touch them. Some of them stayed exactly the way they were. Some of them got adjusted. And then once that was all adjusted the way it needed to be, then these 2 pages came in to play. And even more whiteout died. And this is my cash planning. not only for what needs to be in my binders, but also for the next 2 weeks. You know, some of it's stuff that I actually have to have. Some of it, you know, money from my wallet, spending money for myself. Things that need to go in sinking funds, long-term sinking funds. And the few games or the few things that I did decide that I wanted to do and could justify doing in some form or fashion. So going forward, there's not going to be a single thing that I do that, hang on 1 minute. Sorry about that. Thing one needed me. There's not going to be a single thing that I do in the videos that I record each week that doesn't have a purpose. Absolutely everything will have a purpose besides just playing and having fun. And by the time I stopped last night, long about, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock, I was down. I was really very down because I wasn't going to get to have the fun that I had been wanting to have. And then I woke up this morning, and today was it. Would you like to say hi? Just say hi.
Hi.
That's thing two. They can't see you. They could just hear you. That was thing two also. I'm recording right now.
Oh, I thought you were live. I'm like,
No. Heavens no. Okay. Close the door. Thank you, sweetheart. It's never calm or quiet around here. Anyway. I woke up this morning, and today was a new day and a new chance to have a great day. And it was a great day at work. It was a very successful day at work. Today was just, you know what? Today was just a good day. Today was just a good day, and I was determined that I was going to make today a good day. And when I went to bed last night, I had already accepted, okay, I'm going to make this confession video, which is kind of what I think it is. It's not a debt confession, but you know, I tried to be like the big kids, only I'm not the big kids. That's just not what this channel is going to be. This channel is going to be some information, some fun, and some the Lord only knows what. So part of me wanted to do all this stuffing off camera and just tell you about it on Monday. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to hold myself accountable. I am going to hold myself accountable in front of everybody. And just be real, right? It's not necessarily going to be fun for me to hold myself accountable and be real in front of everybody, you know, and all that ugly realness, right? Not fun, but I'm going to do it. So over here, I'm not counting it all again. I've done it once. When I went to the bank today, I told the teller, please don't hate me. Don't hate me. Please, please, please don't hate me. Because this is a combination of all of the money that I had in my Ally account that needs to go in binders, and my paycheck, or, you know, the amount of paycheck that I pull out, that I'm going to need in cash over the next 2 weeks. I'm not using, the only place I will be using prop money going forward is to stuff bills, because you know what, I have bills that come out on random days all throughout the week, and I'm not going to be pulling out cash only to take it back the next day, and then I pull out some more cash, and then no, it all got transferred to the bill pay account, and it'll stay there, and that's going to be the only place that I will use prop money, if I even do it at all. I haven't even decided that I'm going to do that. But here is, sorry about the glare, I pulled out $3,169 from my checking account today, and when I handed it to the teller, I'm holding it funny to try to stop the glare. When I handed it to the teller, I looked at him with an expression on my face, and I said, please don't hate me. And he looks at me and he says, why? And I said, you know, I Just kind of slowly handed it to him, and he snickered and he said, "Don't worry, you're good. It's all fine." So we have $3,169 here. I've gone through and I've counted it all. This is $199. This one's banded. I didn't touch this one. 25, 50, 75, and this one with the big red clip, that's $24. I'm not going to make you all sit here and watch me count all of that. That would just be foolishness. But we are going to stuff binders. So, kind of think of it as a reallocation video. It's the end of the month, right? And a lot of people will go through and randomize and or reallocate the money that they had saved in savings challenges throughout the month. And that's basically what we're going to do today. I don't even know if I can fit all of this in there. I certainly don't want to break it. So we're going to start at the beginning and go from there. Hi, friends. All of a sudden, that was a strange break in the film, wasn't it? I know. I watched through my recording from last night twice. It ended up being almost 50 minutes. And the second half, meaning the part where I actually do the cash stuffing, it was painful. It was all over the place. It was a mess. I just decided I would back up and do the second half all over again. I hadn't done any planning or really given it much forethought, so it was a great big jumbled mess. I don't feel the need to, I didn't get rid of the first part because you just watched that. I'm just doing the second part, the cash stuffing part. So this is a much more condensed list of what was in my high yield savings account. This is what we're going to stuff into our 2 binders right here this afternoon. It's now Saturday, 2:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I've spent a lot of time thinking about it and planning it. And so now we're going to just get started. You'll notice also this is thinner. This is just what goes into the binders. Plus, this was also part of what I pulled out for those completed Christmas challenges we did, those 3 Christmas challenges. I figured out what I want to do with those. So I pulled that money out too, so we can allocate it. So we're just going to get started. And I think we'll just start at the top and work our way down. And we're going to start in house insurance. I need to make a dashboard that's just as pretty but not gloss. I haven't cleaned these off yet. I'll get to that. First, I wanted to get everything straight. So house insurance gets $200. I haven't decided exactly when I'm going to do like a weekly cash stuffing. I haven't figured out a schedule on exactly what all I want to do when. I have an Etsy order to work on this afternoon and finish up a Christmas project for myself. That was car insurance that we just stuffed, and it got $200 as well. So I'm not sure what's going to be what, but by the time Monday rolls around, I will have something recorded and posted. I plan, to upload a video for Monday. I just don't know what it's going to be yet, quite honestly. And I've had 2 cups of coffee, and there might be a third. Okay, so let's see here. Propane pre-buy gets $165, so $150, $60, and $5. This bill will get paid in August, so this one kind of needs to get fattened up with, I don't have a set amount, but I predominantly heat my home with propane, even though I have an electric furnace, just because propane is cheaper around here to heat my house than electric is. So I want that to be as bad as possible. Car maintenance and car registration, I'm not stuffing either one of those, even though I had money set aside for it. Those two accounts were part of the sacrifices, and I don't remember exactly where, which activity I was going to complete to stuff these, but there was something. I just don't remember what it was right now. And I have a headache, and I'm not gonna go digging for it. Oh, back up. That's not true. Car maintenance gets $75. It is car registration and property tax that I'm not stuffing. So car maintenance gets $75, which is good because I have a vehicle that needs brakes. Brake work done. Okay, car registration and personal property tax. Those are the two that's not getting anything today, nor is lawn care. Lawn care got sacrificed for the cause. I also sacrificed part of my Bath and Body Works candle fund. It gets $40 today. I still have plenty of time. That sale is not until, like the first weekend in December, so I have time for that one. Thing one gets $50 in his little personal emergency fund, and thing two gets $50 in her little personal emergency fund. Maybe, there we go. Back to school gets $40. For now, oh, hey, look at that. See where I've been, track where I go next, www.where'sgeorge.com, and a little red Arkansas stamp. So apparently this guy's been to Arkansas. Anyway, moving forward, I don't plan on stuffing this envelope as I'm preparing for back to school. I'm going to use this back to school savings challenge that I created. This one's up on my Etsy. And this is how I'm going to work to save for her for back to school. Now, I might condense it to this envelope, if I hit 50 or 100 or something like that, but okay, so that is all for this binder. Now we'll do holiday. This is my holiday binder. Holidays, this is part of what got sacrificed as well. But I did keep $45, which technically would be $5 for every envelope, except Valentine's Day is over. It's not for another year, so instead Easter's gonna get 10. So I need 5. No, I need 45. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. So Valentine's Day will get nothing. Easter gets 2. So Easter has $10 now. Heartiversary gets 5, and all the rest of them will get 5. I'll get them built back up slowly over time. Sorry, Mom, you lost some of your Mother's Day money. I just love those little ghosts. They're just so doggone cute. I have this holiday envelope set, including the dashboard. It's currently for sale up on in my Etsy shop. I have changed my mind how I'm going to do, how I plan to save for Christmas. So I still have all of these Christmas envelopes. And I will still put money in them, but in a slightly different direction. However, except for this one, This is for Mr. Kim's. This is my birthday and Christmas gift to him. I'm buying him a plane ticket to go back out to California for Christmas with his family. That's where he's from. And so his I'm saving separately, and I really need to buy that plane ticket as soon as possible. So I'm gonna put a little more emphasis on this one, just because, you know, I'd really like to have this plane ticket purchased by June at the latest. And then I'll be, you know, then I'll be done saving towards his birthday and Christmas, and I'll have the rest of the year to save for these 6 envelopes right here. So don't worry, Mom, you'll get money. You'll get money in there. So I'm going to take what's left. I had 40 set aside for Mom, Chris, and Sarah, and then another 45 set aside for those 3, the Christmas Eve, Christmas decor, and miscellaneous envelopes. But I've been working on a sort of Christmas placeholder type setup. I printed a few of them off last night just to see how it was going to work. And I've decided I'm going to change it up just a little bit. So these ended up being just kind of like little prototypes. 365 Days of Christmas is what I'm calling it. This isn't anything that I have listed for sale anywhere. It's just something I made for myself. Now, if somebody, you know, if somebody likes it and wants it, then I'm happy to put it on Etsy. But I'm revamping it once it, you know, once I printed it all off and started using it. I wasn't a total fan, but each of them have a dashboard, not a you know, I mean, whatever. It's whatever. Each of these are going to save 100. And I've also added more because, you know, I also need to save for Mr. Kim's plane ticket. That's him making noise. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But each of these envelopes, by the time I'm done and I've, you know, colored in the tracker to represent how much money I have saved, then a Christmas placeholder will go into the envelope and the cash will stay in here. And I'll, you know, condense it down to keep it neat and tidy. But this is my plan for Christmas. So that's what the rest of this right here is going to be, is going towards Christmas. And so since I'm still working on this, you know, the new one that I'm working on, the updated one, version 2.0, I'm not going to actually stuff any of these just yet. I'll do that later when I have finished updating all of these. Once I got them printed off and cut out last night, I decided that they needed to be fixed. But I'm working on, or I have made, and if I could easily show you, I would, but I don't have it printed off. Christmas prop money to go in there. So anyway, there's my confessional video. Hopefully this one was much more neat and tidy. Not as long and drawn out and complicated as I made the second half of the first video, the one that I recorded last night. So I think I'm going to end it here so I can get this video edited and uploaded to YouTube's today, this afternoon at some point. I will have a video up on Monday. I'm not sure yet what it's going to look like, but it's going to be there. I'll figure that out tomorrow, Miss Scarlett. So anyway, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Saturday and rest of your weekend. And I will see you back here on Monday. Bye, friends.